Hi everyone, back again with a journal page based on tag number 3 challenge over my Art Journal Techniques Facebook group. And tag number 3 challenge is the bokeh effect. Now I didn't do a true bokeh effect as such, and what I didn't do is add some glazing medium for transparency of the colours because I'm using acrylic paints for this effect. Now I'm just using, I think it's like an elastic plastic or something spouncer that I bought over in the US, and I'm applying some different shades of purple, so violet, light blue, violet and lavender. And I thought just cover the background first, and I don't know why, but I decided to add some spray to the mixture just to give it a little bit of texture and interest. And that was some Lindy's Stamp Gang French Lilac Violet Starburst spray. And I'm using shades of purple because a few of you have really liked the purple colours of some of the pages I've recently done. Now this is a piece of cut and dry foam that I just tried to punch from a die cut circle. It didn't really turn out that well, but it was good enough. So I just applied some violet acrylic paint using that, and now I'm mixing in some lighter shade of, well, this is the light blue violet with the violet paint. And I'm doing more of those larger circles. Didn't think, but I should have got out my, I think it's a 3-inch circle jelly plate. Haven't used it yet, so I probably should have done that. Now, just taking the same sponge that was soaked up so much with the purple mixture and just mixed it up with white. Now I'm going with a smaller circle, and this time it's the Tim Holtz blending tool foam. And staying away from the darker shade. But then I eventually, well, the next step I think I go and put the darker shade, which maybe I shouldn't have. I was just pointing there to the white because I used some Dilutions white linen ink spray as well. And it's coming through there. I do, so this is where I add the violet. I don't think I should have. So one of the darker colours in the background rather than the foreground. I was probably overboard with the circles as well, but it is what it is. It's only a background. Now here I go with the lavender, the lighter shades, with the same size circle. And here you can see me grabbing some of the paint from the blending tool. It's just seeped right down to the bottom, and every time you press on it you'll get more seeping out. So I've added a bit of white to the purple lavender mixture and using a Ranger dabber. It's okay, but I think I could have done better. Alright, so this is a piece of acetate that I cut out a couple of mask shapes to use for the comedy and tragedy. Now I have done a comedy and tragedy page a few years ago now, but I thought this background, well, it would suit this background. And now I'm taking some Mars Black and just cooling it down there. So I just heat set it. So sponging on the black for the tragedy mask. It's a lot better to work with than the white. So here comes the facial details, and just using a PITT Artist brush pen, actually colouring it in with it, but I go over it with black paint later on. The white was a pain to work with. I'm just using a jelly roll pen there to mark out the shapes and then painting over it with some white acrylic paint, and that took quite a while. Yep, I had to apply a few coats of white, and I end up fixing up the areas that I've gone outside the lines with some black paint. So here I am going over that black marker with the black paint. And I think my thought process behind using the masks was that I remembered it had the ribbon attached to the mask, and I used gold embossing powder, I think, and I love gold on the purple shades, so that's pretty much why I used this focal image. But again, using embossing powder, it just makes such a mess, but the effect is so pretty. And just going over the page with my embossing pillow so that I don't get any embossing powder where I don't want it. I do though. And using the VersaMark to sponge over that stencil. See, doesn't that gold look so pretty against the purple background? And you can see there's a black blob of paint. I sat the acetate in my paint palette. I got it everywhere. Yeah, I was just showing there I've got it under where my rings are. Now, I didn't quite make it to the edge of that mask, so I'm just using my Ranger Emboss It clear embossing pen to add that to the area. It's a handy little pen. and just finishing off that area there where it was a bit difficult to get the large ink pad over it to apply the embossing ink. So the pen came in handy again. Yep, got it everywhere. Now that embossing pillow sort of dulled the black of the mask, as well as I got some gold embossing powder on there, so I'm just painting over it with the black. Now, I, I, I have to buy some good alpha stencils, different sizes. I have one, but it's too big and it wouldn't have fit on the page, so I had to write my own quote again. And I don't like doing that. I'm writing it with, yep, a PITT Artist brush pen again. And just making the title stand out a bit more. But then I go over it with white later on and it dulls it, like pushes it away, sort of. Anyway. And then you'll see in a minute where, here, I use the Pilot FriXion black pen to write Carol Burnett, who was quoted as saying that. And then when I heat set everything, it disappeared. You could see it faintly in the background, but phew. So I just got I think it was a POSCA pen and rewrote it. So here I go with the white Sharpie paint pen going over the title. I probably should have done something else. I don't know what, but oh well. So there we go. Another journal page done, and this one based on the tag number 3 challenge. So if you want to join in, head on over to our Art Journal Techniques page and have a go. Would love to see what you do. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back with more soon. Bye.